All right, we're back to Get Warrior Tough. Buckle up. Crazy technology. Anything will happen. It's live radio. All right, Dutch. So we're talking about the cortisol, the testosterone, the roller coaster, not getting too high when you win, not getting too low when you lose because you're getting into the two ditches. So what we want to do is maintain balance, and that's where the sweet spot is, where I have the winner's effect, but I don't let it get out of control.
Absolutely. So you're in complete control of everything. You're determining. That's the biggest thing that people need to get so far, is that you're in control of everything that happens after this. You're not at the mercy of circumstances. You're not at the mercy of because I lost, am I allowed to feel poorly? We're telling you what happens, and then the choice is yours after that. But you're not going to be surprised. You're not going to be shocked as to why you keep losing over and over and over, or why you keep noticing the same people winning over and over and over, even though they don't seem to be much better than you. So we're educating you, and then you can make the choice after that. But we're letting you know you're in complete control.
Right. Now, because the winner's effect, right, the winning begets winning, the number one thing that they found in the research of how to get there with the biopsychology is the hormone testosterone. Now, winning is not the only way to increase your testosterone. Because how it's back that chicken and the egg thing, right? Does the confidence come first? Does the testosterone come first? Or the winning? But I can't win till I have testosterone, but I need testosterone to win. Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Because you can increase your testosterone simply by how you eat, how you exercise, and how you sleep. It's just that easy. Dutch, are you still there?
Absolutely. And that goes back to what
quiet. You got so quiet on me, I got scared, man. I scared you off.
Well, I'm sitting there listening just like everyone else, because this is good stuff, man. And I think the pauses are important. I think this is where you need to let this stuff soak in. I mean, sink in, soak in. It needs to permeate every part of your body, because for me, even though I consider myself in good shape, now I'm in better shape, because there's good and there's better, and then there's best.
Right.
And I'm feeling like I'm in better right now because of these things. And so I want people to dial in. I want people to focus in. I've lost 10 pounds over the past week, and it's been a good 10 pounds.
Yeah, because and it was because of the fasting, right? I mean, and you are doing some exercise. I mean, you're playing ball, you're doing all those things, but on top of the fasting. And what we're doing is you're manipulating the hormones in your body.
Absolutely. And it's very simple. That's the thing that gets me. It's very simple.
Yeah, it wasn't hard to do. I mean, seriously, it was. I know you've seen me do it a lot. And you would make fun of me and we joke and stuff. But really, once you flipped the switch and you decided mentally, when you said, "Nah, I'm going to wait till 4:00 today before I eat." I mean, I was standing right there in the room when you did it. I was like, "Really?" Like I really wasn't sure you were serious. But how hard was it?
It wasn't hard at all, because a lot of people. Now we can come back to this. The whole breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
It is, but you didn't fast yet. But we will get to that.
Right. So
it is.
So but a lot of times when people miss breakfast, we've heard that. Oh man, you got to eat breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. Well, we've already missed breakfast, so we survived. We didn't die.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, it's lunchtime. We get really busy. We don't have time to eat. And then next, it's 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're saying, "Oh, dinner's coming up soon. I'm going to grab something to eat at dinner." So what we're telling you is, you've done this before. It's happened, out of your control. You've been a victim of circumstances that didn't allow you to eat breakfast, didn't allow you to eat lunch, and then you kind of just wait around till the afternoon, mid-afternoon, right? So what we're saying is, it didn't kill you, right? So if you do these things by design, under your control, with a plan, it's not going to be any different than when it happened out of your control, when you didn't have a plan and it happened, right? So you didn't die. That's the first step,
right?
And so if you did that in conjunction with a plan, then you're going to realize that I feel better. That wasn't as bad. I feel stronger. I'm losing this bad weight. It's coming off. It's falling off. And now, you know what? I'm going to commit to this, and it feels great. So that's where I am now. Where even when we first spoke about it, it was coming up on lunchtime. So I'd already missed breakfast. We were coming up on lunchtime where I made the decision I was going to do that. So I'd already gotten through a crucial period right there. I just needed to last a few more hours. And then it turned out those few more hours, it just wasn't that bad.
Well, and then I know you didn't eat at 4 because we split. Like we were in the parking garage at 4, so I know it was after that. It was after 4 before you ate because I know we were at 4. We were hugging each other's neck, telling each other bye.
Absolutely, no doubt.
Right, and here's what happened. Now you said breakfast. First off, who told you that breakfast was the most important meal of the day?
You hear it in media. You hear it,
media.
You hear it from your parents. You hear it at school.
Yeah, that was pitched by the egg producers, the milk producers, and the cereal people.
Absolutely.
Okay,
and among other things that we always bring out, we always point out what society teaches us and how we always debunk those myths and how they end up being some of the worst things for you.
Right. It's actually, it's just horrible to eat first thing out when you get up. The problem is that breakfast, the whole word means break fast. That's the meal. When you break your fast, that's breakfast. The problem is when you get up at 6 in the morning, you were eating at 10 o'clock at night, and your body is not in a fasted state. It takes 16 hours for your body to go into a fasted state. So if you're eating before the 16 hours, you ain't breaking a fast. You're just continuing on eating where you left off because your body's still in a fed state.
Absolutely. It has not changed. It has not had a chance to get out of the previous state.
Right.
And you just continue the process of feeding it more and more.
So let's quit calling it breakfast and just say it's pancakes and donuts or whatever. It's eggs and donuts. I mean, because that's what it is. It's not breaking your fast because you didn't fast. Your fast don't start for 16 hours. At that point, go ahead.
Yep, I'll just say more misinformation.
Oh, totally.
Or miseducation, as Lauryn Hill will call it. More miseducation.
Yeah. It is. So at 16 hours, you're flipping the switches. Now my body is not insulin dominant anymore. I'm shutting off the dominance of the insulin. And the insulin, right, people are like, oh, my blood sugar's out of whack. Your blood sugar's out of whack because you're insulin dominant, and then you become insulin insensitive, and you're on the fast path to diabetes, type 2 diabetes. You're never shutting your insulin off. It's like, Dutch, while you're not fasting and putting your body in a fasted state, it's like leaving the air conditioner set on 55 all summer. What would happen?
Oh, man. Yeesh.
It would freeze up, right? It would
freeze, yeah.
Because it's not shutting on and off. There's no break. The compressor will go out. This is what you're doing to your body when you're eating at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. You get up at 6, 7 in the morning. You're still eating, and then you eat again. Mid-morning snack. And every time you put something in your body to spike your insulin, you keep flipping the switch. It's like leaving the air conditioner running at 55 on the thermostat all summer long.
And you know what? It costs you a lot. Just like it costs you in that bill, it's going to cost you in your body. And I'm telling you, I'm guilty of being that guy who was still a high performer that still, quote unquote, looked good, but I did not recognize or realize the damage I was doing to myself internally. And on the back end, when I get to the back end,
right,
how much time I've cut off my life, how much deterioration I've caused in my muscle or at least shut down advancements in my muscle, which is going to hurt me on the back end. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking this machine that I have, and I'm optimizing the performance. It's not just about me performing very well right now. I'm trying to optimize it so it will perform very well longer.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly right. Now, the good news is, though, Dutch, that our bodies are very resilient. As soon as you flip the switch and start doing it, it'll start to repair itself. So it's not like you've done irreparable damage and go, oh, well, I shouldn't even start because I've done so much damage over so many years. You can listen, I never saw my abs until my 45th birthday. I was what I called a skinny fat person till I learned all this stuff. That's where I dug into this, and I'm like, I'm going to see my abs, right? So now I'm 5 years into this thing, and my body is firing. I mean, the engine is like, it's just, the testosterone levels are huge. The human growth hormone is awesome. My body fat is down. My muscle mass is up. And listen, I'm not doing protein shakes. I'm not taking pro hormones. There's no supplements. I'm not doing creatine or any of that stuff. I'll work out, do my lifting in the gym, and still continue my fast. And I'm getting bigger. I've put on like 15 pounds of muscle in the last year.
And it's beautiful. I'm telling you, I'm just beginning. I'm going to continually update everyone on my progress. I can tell you right now, it started off really well. I'm feeling strong. I was getting buckets today. It does wonders for your confidence, which we already know what happens when you're confident, when you're feeling good about the next bout, the next go around, what happens then. So I'm in the midst of all that right now. So again, I always tell people that we don't just teach this stuff, we live it.
Right, and that even like the pickup game, Dutch. You feel good about that. It spikes your testosterone, right? You're doing good. It spikes your testosterone. Not only does it help you for the next game that you're going to come up on, it helps you in every area of life because now you just got hit with the winner's effect. Biologically, everything is going to be better. Your next sales call, the next presentation, the next conversation with your wife and your kids, the next time the bill collector shows, any of those things, you'll deal with those situations better because you have the winner's effect of testosterone running through your system instead of cortisol, which is doing the opposite. Hey, poo.
I love it.
Right? The benefits are just so huge. Now, look, it's not hard to do. You just got to decide to do it. And then once it's not just the intermittent fasting, but then I'm going to put good stuff in my body. Now, here's the thing with the hormones. Okay, remember I talked about the neurotransmitters, Dutch, that are identical to the hormones? Okay, so when you eat certain foods or you introduce, the food that you eat produces chemicals in your body, and it will also simulate hormones or substances like alcohol. Alcohol is a depressant. We all know that, right? So it's like a downer. It'll make you tired. What it does is it produces a synthetic version of serotonin, which makes you go sleep night-night. Now, because you introduced it, it goes right to the neurotransmitters. The neurotransmitters, then they say, we have enough of this. Your body won't produce any serotonin because you have introduced faux serotonin, a synthetic serotonin, so your body's not going to produce it because it doesn't need it. So when you drink, you'll get sleepy or whatever, but then you're going to wake up a couple hours later and you're not going to get a good night's sleep because your body isn't producing the hormone that gives you a good nighty-night because you introduced a synthetic. This is what happens with uppers or opiates. It's a dopamine rush, right? So actually an opiate will mimic, like morphine, will be a synthetic version of endorphins. And endorphins just means in the Latin, morphine produced from within. So when you work out, your body will produce a bunch of endorphins. That's why you get the runner's high or you feel good after exercise because your body is producing endorphins, and that's that hormone that goes through your whole body. It's the same as if you took an opiate. Now, if you take opiates, if you take, even Oxycontin, whatever those things, those uppers that make you feel good is a synthetic. It's a synthetic endorphin. Your body won't produce endorphins anymore because you already got it. So now you got to keep taking more and more of that drug in order to keep the same feeling going. And the more that you take it, the less your body's going to produce it. The more you take the Advil, the more you take the ibuprofen, the less your body will fight the inflammation and the pain on its own. And now it's a downward spiral that you got to keep reaching for the Excedrin or the Advil or whatever. Because now, and it's easier. Oh, did I say lazy? I'm sorry. I meant easier to take the Advil than to manage your nutrition and your fitness, and don't forget to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep at night. All right, we're up on the last break coming up, Dutch. I'll let everybody kind of stew on that for a few minutes, and we'll be right back. You're listening to the Get Warrior Tough Radio Show with Dutch and Andrew.